This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Today, we're going to discuss 8 stories that we're following today, and thank you for listening to the Private Equity Podcast. First, the markets surged yesterday on hopes that President Trump would ease up on tariffs and the tariff war. At least that's the basic concept that people are looking at. We'll see how this plays out, and we'll talk in a second about what the markets are doing today. Second, the co-CEO of Samsung died suddenly yesterday of a heart attack at 63. He is widely attributed or given credit for building Samsung into the world's largest and most successful or most largest electronics company, and crazily successful. We had heard recently of another death of another person, somewhat middle-aged, and always sobering to those of us that are, of course, middle-aged to see people die of these heart attacks. Third, this weekend, there are a lot of tweets, particularly from President Obama, on the 15th anniversary of the Affordable Care Act. And this is really fascinating, and it's really hard to grade. There are a lot of positive comments and a lot of negative comments. On the glass is half full side, it's helped a great deal to reduce the number of people without coverage in insurance. So that's generally viewed, I view that very much as a positive. We've gone from about 20% of the population without coverage to about 10% of the people without coverage. On the half empty side, the glass half empty side, it's added tremendous power to the insurance companies and has hurt, not helped, the supply problem of providers and clinicians. And so at the end of the day, I'm a believer we need coverage for all Americans, but that access and supply is the much bigger problem that politicians don't talk about or address really whatsoever. Dr. Daniel Choi, a brilliant spine surgeon, shared thoughts this weekend on Twitter reflecting the ACA, and I thought his thoughts were brilliant on it. Fourth, Rick Newman, a Yahoo Finance writer, editor-in-chief that we watch or read a decent amount, has a good piece on DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, this weekend, and he criticizes there the concept that cuts to the IRS will hurt tax collections and further increase, not help, the federal deficit. Here, even though I don't like the IRS, I don't want the IRS to have more people auditing and all that kind of stuff, he's probably largely right in his perspective on it. Fifth, the markets today, at least midday, are relatively flat. We'll see how they end. Too early to tell. Sixth, 2 upcoming webinars coming up. First, both at Becker Private Equity Business with Sean Carson of Sales Empowerment Group. He does a lot of work for private equity-sponsored companies. There on go-to-market strategies, growing revenues, and a lot more. That's April 9th. May 7th, I'll do a solo webinar on 20 business mantra concepts. We hope you enjoy that. To register for either of those, please feel free to text Scott Becker at 773-766-5322. 7th, 4 of the companies that jumped yesterday, more than double digits at least, Tesla having a bit of a rebound, Tempest AI, Wayfair, and Carvana all jumped 12 to 15% yesterday. Finally, 8th, the Walt Disney Company, despite one of my colleagues and her husband taking all 5 kids there, remains down year to date. Disney's down about 10% year to date, and this is despite my colleague partner taking 5 of her sons there to Disney World recently, or a Disney cruise, one of the two, still down about 10% year to date. Those are 8 of the stories that we're following today. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Thank you very, very much.
When you think about businesses like Allbirds or Skims that are selling through the roof, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But what's often overlooked is the business behind the business that makes it all possible. For millions of businesses, that's Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. With Shop Pay, you can boost conversions by up to 50%, meaning fewer abandoned carts and way more sales. Whether your customers are scrolling online, strolling through your store, or browsing social media, Shopify ensures you're ready to sell wherever they are. It's no secret, businesses that want to grow with Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/DAX, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/DAX to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/DAX.